it's fun UT, but you know I love Cat.
I'm saying he disrespected the school. He didn't go sing the song. Yeah. Whatever.
Did you hear Pete?
Yeah. Check out. It's just, if there's numbers on it, it's good.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Numbers. Hey, Oscar.
I had to sit back a little bit from my school. Can you see me?
No, I want it.
I always see you, man. So real quick, before we jump into this, let's just talk. I want to digest something with y'all. Something that's been on my heart. Something that happened to me a couple weeks ago, and it just, I feel like it's changed me. I feel like I lost a part of me. I pray that somehow, in some manner, in some way, that I can get the 2.5 hours I spent watching Halloween Ends in my life back.
That movie is terrible.
Dog,
I thought the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the most recent one, was terrible. Yeah, that one is probably
pretty bad.
That one takes the cake, bro.
dog.
I paid $5 for that movie.
What? Did you make a whole?
Wait, why'd you pay?
Did you make a Paramount account?
It's free on Peacock.
I made a
that's
Peacock account. Then I canceled it right after. And then I realized Shayla had it on the TV. So I didn't mean to count for nothing.
But didn't she normally get a free trial when you start an account?
That's what I thought too.
I think so. I don't know, but she had Peacock on the TV already. I had no idea. So
Not the 5
yeah, I know.
for that. I mean, it's not worth.
$5.
Yeah, I mean, it's still cheaper than the movies.
Imagine, I was about to say, imagine paying $17.50.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I was trying to see it in theaters.
That's how much movie tickets are?
Bro,
like $13.
bro, Matt, like.
I always go on Tuesday.
Here's the thing,
it'd be like
if it's a good movie,
Yeah.
and I don't really go to the movies that often, but it's a movie I really am interested in, and I'm gonna go to the movies and see. 9 out of 10 times, I'm gonna go to like the IMAX, or I'm gonna go to.
Okay, that's what
I'm gonna go like the good.
I'm a big AMC. The AMC is nice.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
AMC and Cinemark, they're like.
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
gonna spend that money to go see a movie if I care about the movie. But even so, bro, matinee's like $13, $12.50. Not to mention the cost of snacks and foods and.
Oh no, you're doing it
bro,
completely
like,
wrong, bro.
that's what
You have to bring you that.
That's why I agree with you.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, it could be.
Okay.
And so imagine doing all that. Imagine, you know what I'm saying? You and your girl going on a date. You guys are finna go see Halloween Ends, right? You're in the theaters. You're spending all this money because you're trying to impress her. And then boom, you sit through 2 hours of that.
Hey, that's
You know what I'm
I'm just
saying?
saying now. You know when a movie is released early, like on a streaming service, it's not good. Typically, like
You think so?
I think so. I think so, unless it's like HBO. Like when HBO drops something, then I feel like because it's HBO, that
Yeah.
was the standard. But if it's on another streaming service, and it's like a a matinee movie or primetime movie. Like I knew as soon as it was on Peacock, I was like, oh, I know this is terrible.
They just did it, but like you don't want to see Halloween done like that, bro. And I mean, this episode is the one that's coming out right before Halloween too, so it's a disappointment. You know, they build the anticipation. Halloween Ends, right?
I didn't even
This
see,
is it.
I didn't even
The
see.
trailer was better than the movie.
Well, I didn't see the one.
They put
prior.
all the points of the trailer in the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's true. That's what he told me. He was like, because he's like, I don't want to ruin it for you, but he basically told me that he had hey, no spoilers, but spoiler alert, you can skip through this part. But
Literally.
he said that they had an allegiance or whatever, and he was like, bro, I'm mad because they showed it in the trailer. That's what he told me.
Yeah, you gotta get a partner.
It's Batman and Robin, bro, mixed with like high school rom-com.
Yeah, and then like the little
Those are some
and then like the love story.
Bro, those are some angsty young adults, bro.
Yeah,
Those are some really
Michael
angsty.
Myers,
Bro.
arthritis.
Bustin' the Boys broke it down today, and they were like going in depth about it, and they were just talking about like, they were like, bro, like what's up with him getting jumped by the band kids? He was like, those are band kids,
Yeah, they're 18.
and they're 18.
He's like 22, 23.
Yeah,
at this
they were
point.
like, what is like, and they were just like, come on, like, and then they were just saying he goes in there and starts wrestling Michael Myers, and then takes his mask off. It's like,
Bro, the fact that he went and hunted down, he crawled down that tunnel, looked at this man and said, I need something from you.
that movie is, bro.
That movie was
like actually terrible.
That was
very good. Oh, and Corey had a higher kill count than Michael Myers. That's so foul.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he did, because he murked all them kids, didn't he?
He murked all the kids, and then he killed the
Yes,
lady. They didn't show that.
The homeless man.
The homeless man, and then he killed the DJ.
He killed his own stepdad, too.
And he killed his own stepdad and his mom.
Oh, he did kill his mom, didn't he?
And a doctor and that one lady. Right?
And the doctor and that one lady. That boy was going crazy. Man almost had double digits.
I got 0.
Mike had dead ass 0 kills.
They had one. He pinned that lady from the house.
Oh yeah, that was one.
No, he
Mike killed.
He killed the.
Mike killed the girl because Corey killed the doctor and then Mike killed the girl because he was like on the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Michael killed somebody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Michael killed
Maybe
it.
Michael only had.
He pinned that one lady in the.
That's like the traditional Michael
And
Myers
that was
kill.
so nasty, bro. Like that knife gonna hold baby girl up like that. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
that's
Like
iconic
that.
though. You know that's what he be doing in the
I get
movies.
it, bro, but it was disrespectful how sauce I was watching that movie. Just
It
from
didn't
the,
go till like the last 15 minutes.
The ending was good.
Yeah.
Like the ending death of him. That was in contrast of the movie. That was
them
good.
townsfolk came out like the Who's did
They
in the
threw their
Grinch
hand
Stole
in the-
Christmas
they threw their
around
hand
the
in the
Christmas
Grinch
tree
in the
to
pool.
throw Michael in this one. They were over there like silent night, holy. And I'm like, bro, y'all are throwing Michael Myers in a wood chipper, fam. Just body him and throw him in a wood chipper. I get it because he doesn't die, but
And they had Coach Yost from Remember the Titans in the movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, bro. I guess they were talking about. They were like, most of the boys. They were like, Coach Most. They were like, you should have just been calling blitzes.
right.
You
You know
call
what I'm
blitzes.
saying? Now, boys, I want you to go out there and I want you to kill Michael Myers. Like, it would have been
Terrible.
Boy, I'll tell
So
you.
they
what
could
it
have.
is.
I mean, I could have read a better script than that.
Bro,
For
it's
sure.
it's just disrespectful, man. Enough of the disappointing stuff and on to the fun stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Keep It a Buck, man. I am your boy Rude. I got the lovely and talented Mr. Cam Juice, and sorry, I kind of choke up sometimes when I see him, man. He's an enigma, you know what I'm saying? He's a personality. But he's definitely a very honest and legit individual I've met. The time I've had to spend around you, Lon, I think has been a blessing because I've gotten to know a lot about you and your personality and kind of the things you like. And you know, although your college football team sucks, your heart doesn't. So you know, had to introduce Lon to everybody.
Tell him you like Ohio State. Did you tell him?
I don't think so.
No, I know he likes OH.
Then how did they suck though?
That was just out.
Oh, okay,
That was
okay.
just outside of my neck.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You see how it doesn't phase him? He was just, it's another day.
Yeah.
Right? So,
He was just like, what?
Because I know the truth at the end of the day.
that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, that's why we got him on here, right? Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
So, Lon, we'd like to welcome you to the podcast. We appreciate you for taking the time to join us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We, we all, you know what I'm saying? It's only Tuesday. Honestly feels like a Thursday. It already feels like a long week, but
Not for real, though.
it kind of is what it is. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
bro?
It feels like a Monday too. To me at least.
Yeah.
It does. It's been feeling like a couple Mondays, but it also rained yesterday, and that's what threw me off because I slept too good. That, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a real big sleeper when it comes to thunderstorms and all, so it's dangerous, bro. I got like 6 alarms cooking. God forbid it's raining still when I wake up. It's an uphill battle. Not saying I can't do it, but do I want to do it? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? But Lon, man, how have you been? How's your week been as of yet, man? What plans you got coming up? Catch us up, man. How are you doing?
Shit, I'm good. Playing through it. I just got school. Or that's about it. But plans for the week. Going out Friday. Other than that, I don't really have really much going on right now.
What's the creative life looking like? What do you got cooking up?
Honestly, I'm just waiting till the end of the season to make some highlights for some guys I like. But other than that, not much. Just keeping tabs and keeping highlights like saved for me to put together at the end, so it makes it easier for me.
Yeah, your compilation videos are absolutely wild. I'm sick. I remember the first time they had showed me. Cam, you sent one to me, like 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, it's
What was
probably
that
like
was?
John Moran or Kobe or one of those.
I seen Kobe's and I
He had
saw,
like Lamar Jackson. He had a lot.
there was one, I want to say it was college football, probably like 2 years ago. Did he make college? You did, right? I swear.
I'm
Let me-
trying to remember what video.
I mean, he sent us a lot. I mean, he did a lot. Of
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying, because you did a couple of college football highlights that were really, I enjoyed just how you put them together, bro. And then ever since then, like I said, I've been just a big fan of your work. But obviously, Lon is one of the in-house editors for Opinionated. If you don't know a little bit too much about our dog, he's the man with the plan, the man with the just it all, man. That's the guy right there. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate you for taking your time, and obviously keep it a buck. We always come with the song, so some point sooner, some point later, you might have to pop up and tell us what you're playing and what you got for us. Go on. Cam, how's your week been, big dog?
It's good, just getting started. You guys all know we used to shoot more towards the latter end of the week, so now it's the beginning of the week, and that's probably going to be more of like our normal schedule programming, just to get it out, and then so we have more time to, get other things out throughout the week. But it's been good so far. Someone bought Austin yesterday at the Collective, so we checked it up, and then I might go to Soho House tomorrow. Just depends. I know the Collective's throwing like a Halloween party on Friday. I don't know if I'm going to that though, because that new COD's coming out, so that's probably where I'm gonna be.
Oh, that COD is out this Friday. Huh?
Yeah, and then
I'm playing a campaign now.
I could wait, yeah. I could. But, and then...
He said I could. Look.
I mean, I haven't played games in like a year, though, so I'm kind of like...
I literally watched you play like NCAA.
That's not the same, bro. I play that like... That's just like mindless, like you just know the game, bro. I'm just dicing people up. You just see the cut, you know what I mean? That's like mindless for me, but like...
How good is Cam going to be when this new NCAA comes out?
I don't know. I was watching your practice the whole time.
I'm going to be running that dynasty, bro. We're making a Opinionated dynasty. Everyone's going to be in there.
Look, I got a PlayStation 5. You got a PlayStation 5.
Exactly.
Alex has a PlayStation 5.
But we got
Lon has a PlayStation.
But to make it
5.
fair, we can't use like good schools. We had to use like 4-star schools in West, like Oklahoma States and shit.
Oklahoma State is a 4-star school.
I mean, they were on the last NCAA. This one they might be 5.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying, like that's what I'm saying though. We can't like go use like blue bloods and shit.
I'll take Akron. I'm
I
lying.
can use Ohio State.
Absolutely not. That's
Are
like
you serious?
That doesn't make it fun.
That's disrespectful.
Like I would use like Virginia, like someone like that.
I use Texas.
Oh, that's no, you can't use
Why?
Because they're gonna. Do you know how they're like the Dallas Cowboys on Madden, just good out the box.
Are you insinuating that Texas is a mid-level program?
No comment.
The last 10 years, absolutely, 55 or 45. We've seen the statistics.
But
because I saw a whole like thing of it.
I'm telling you, bro, Cam's a little wicked, bro. He cares a little too much. That man knows.
No, I just see
that
it.
man knows the op stats.
You gotta know your op stats.
How do you know your op stats?
He knows they beat Michigan 6 years in a row before. Come on, now you
like
look.
10.
Yeah, see. You gotta keep tabs on your ops. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, getting a little off track.
Yeah, it was 9 out of the 10 years we beat them.
Okay, so now you're just bragging.
You're getting a little off track. I mean, just doing that, and then I'm trying to think. There's something. Oh, we have Jasmine's Halloween party on Saturday. So
yeah, y'all finna be sick with my costume. Well, you'll see pictures for sure, but y'all finna be sick with my costume.
But we have that going on, and then I got my springs put on my car finally this weekend.
Yeah, bro, it's been like 3 freaking years. I'm glad you did.
Two. Only had it for 2 years. Actually, my car will be 2 years on Halloween. I got it 2 years ago on Halloween.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really naughty Halloween purchase, dog.
That's just how it lined up.
This man can't buy a car.
That's just how it lined up. I was like trying to wait on getting it picked up. There, oh, you can get it Halloween. I was like, okay.
My boy really went trick or treating.
You know what's crazy? I took that car right down to San Marcos the same day, brand new. Because my boy Jerry didn't rent town. And I dressed up as Django.
You say Django?
Or just Django.
Django.
Whatever.
You said like DiGiorno's pizza.
I had like a black vest on. Black bow tie, black cowboy hat.
Yeah, and instead of riding a horse, you're driving a Mustang. You're sick.
Exactly.
You're
Same
sick.
thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the week's going good. I'm hoping the week goes good. I'm hoping the week goes good.
And this was what, 21-year-old Cam, 22-year-old?
No, I was
23.
23.
Okay.
But you know,
oh boy, thank God 19-year-old Cam wasn't in there, bro. I'll tell you what, fam. I'll tell you, I'll drop.
not for real though. When you're young, you're like, you just want.
Oh, bro, no, I bet. I bet, man. Oh my God, but that still is crazy. I didn't realize you got that car on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So for its 2-year anniversary, you finally put the springs on it.
I mean, I didn't even think of it like that. I was just like, man, I just gotta do this shit.
Yeah, bro, you've been sitting on them for what feels like centuries, though.
Well, because I wanted to do it myself, but then to save money, and I was like, you know what? I found a new guy that was gonna do them for pretty cheap, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to him and just pay it. Because I've been holding on for so long. I was like, bro, I'm just gonna pay the money.
I was wondering,
you know what I mean?
I was like, there ain't no way.
So, yeah, finally got those on, and more parts and stuff coming soon.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
Well, yeah. But tomorrow makes us halfway through the week. just looking forward really to finishing strong. You know, getting the business taken care of. That's really all there is to it. As of Friday, you were absolutely correct. I pre-ordered Modern Warfare, been playing the campaign. But yeah, now Friday that'll be a different story. And then come Saturday, obviously, we got the Halloween party. I'm excited for that. I think that should be a fun little opportunity to get a little wicked. No pun intended.
Yeah, we're going in the country too, so it'll be safe.
Yeah.
We'll have a keg and stuff.
That's nasty.
That's nice.
On some cheaper cougar shit, you might get.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You know Jasmine finna have the good food too. Come on now.
I don't doubt that, but we're still out in the middle of the country on Halloween. This is just horror movie setting.
We're gonna have the sound books out there, probably like 3 or 4, probably like 5 really. Come on now.
I mean, you could just say stunning is a habit.
No, she asked. She was like, "Y'all, should I use all speakers?" We're like, "Yes."
Yeah, so let's bring 5.
Well, I'm bringing mine. I'm just saying hypothetically.
I'm just
because I'm bringing mine. Alex is bringing his. Drake's gonna bring his. That's already 3, and then Kike
I
and
know
his
you
brother.
hear this, man. I know you hear this, man.
What?
Yeah, we're about on 3 acres of land out there.
Are we outside?
Yeah, it's outside and inside.
Mosquitoes?
Bro, it's not. There's no mosquitoes right now. It's getting a little too cold.
We'll see.
You know what I'm saying? You get too active. You get too active, you might get nicked. You know what I mean?
But that's What about you, Steve?
That's really it, bro. Literally just working and finishing up, obviously. Kind of getting into my bag with more content, really. I've been thinking about just trying to find other avenues again I can get in my creative bag with. Making Keep It a Book has got me off to a phenomenal start, I feel like, in terms of accountability. And that's really one of the bigger things I knew that this was going to do for myself, as well as to kind of, like I said, invest into what you guys are doing as well. So I'm, as we wrap up season 1, obviously before the year ends, and take a break before we go in next year, kind of just like I said, bro, I want to start finding other ways. That way I don't become complacent once the content stops.
Yeah.
For Keep It a Book.
Yeah,
But more so thinking about focusing on more TikTok content. I had fun kind of doing that that fair food review.
I like that. That was good, bro.
So I'm thinking about going to just local spots here in Austin, starting out, and then anytime I branch out or I travel, doing a spot that I find or somewhere I know.
Yeah, or even just doing like you go travel somewhere, just doing like a compilation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Like you hit these 5-6 spots while you were wherever. And
Absolutely.
Do another voice.
Absolutely. So something like that, I feel like would be pretty good. And that can be done obviously anytime I travel, anytime I go somewhere. Aside from that, I'm thinking about doing gaming content. Like I said, obviously KO in due time we'll link up and get that kind of invested and taken care of. But like I said, just finding other avenues to where I can keep myself consistent, keep contributing obviously to the brand and what we're doing, and then just again keep myself accountable to content. So that's really been it, bro. Just been meditating, sitting on a lot of stuff. Seeing what will come and just taking care of what I can, doing what I can. And that's really about it, bro. Doing as such, we're going to kick off our first song. I know you obviously checked out what we got cooking, but I don't know if y'all have ever heard of West Side Boogie.
Yeah, I have.
Have you?
I have not.
Really? So Boogie is a rapper from Compton, California. And he put out a couple mixtapes, probably about 3. And then he released his debut album called Everything's for Sale. The most popular song on it was called Silent Ride. And then he, like I said, he kind of just, from that point, he blew up. He's pretty good, right? Like I said, he's one of my favorite artists. He's on tour right now. But this song particularly is called Live 9-5. It's off his debut album, Everything's for Sale. And man, it's just, like I said, it's just one of my, it's on my playlist. I call it Mind Space, kind of where I just put something on when I'm doing stuff. I'm kind of just cruising. It's just one of those songs, man, that kind of, you know what I'm saying, gets me right. Great production, great song, but you know what I'm saying, we got Live 95, West Side Boogie. Got something to ask y'all about. We've talked about this. You actually brought this up to me 2 weeks ago, and I thought it was a good point. But I feel like naturally a big part of what we have to do is like find a balance, or kind of find a line you can think within doing what you're doing, and that's in any capacity. To be honest with you, that's in personal health, financial, physical, any sort of aspect of life you walk in. There has to be some sort of balance, right? Because you're either going to one side or you're going to the other of it. And I think balance is interesting because it's like one of the biggest, in my opinion, compositions of what makes somebody their own individual, and kind of tells you a lot about their character, who they are. Because what you'll find is that what they balance is more so the determining factor between what they do and why they do it. You know what I mean? So, Lon, for somebody like you and your experiences, you know, again, we've had a good amount of conversations, but you know, I feel like as an individual, I still don't understand your work-life balance, your physical, your mental, your spiritual. What do you think is one thing about yourself, or I feel, what's the best way you naturally construct that narrative as a person? You know what I mean? Like, not to get too down the rabbit hole, but more or less, what's that determining factor? What's that thing for you that's been able to more or less kind of construct your choices, your character, who you feel like you are as an individual, those kind of things?
Shit.
You got 5 seconds to answer. No, I'm kidding, bro.
Honestly, I don't even know how to answer this.
Start anywhere, man. It's really an open-ended question.
Can you like elaborate a little more on it?
So, if I were to ask you, what's kept you disciplined to the things you're passionate about, law school, editing, your career, your relationships, where is the balance in managing all that and allowing yourself to find, okay, this is a good amount of this is a good amount of this, maybe I'm overdoing it here, maybe I'm underdoing it here. You know, we talk about our goals every week, right?
Honestly, I have a little schedule, a little planner. I kind of just plan everything out through the week and see what I can get done. Whether I gotta do the edits for like the week, like get it done like less than an hour or so. My schoolwork and like my social life and work life balance as well on the weekends. So I just have to like plan everything out. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. I just try to find balance in between everything else and just like also try to find time for myself as well to just relax. So, but I have to keep myself disciplined as well with so I have to like hold myself accountable and get shit done and like get it done on time and go on to the next assignment or next thing in life as the days go on. So I don't want to feel like I have to put like I don't want to be like behind or on anything like ever.
Yeah.
So I feel like I guess like just like what really motivates me is like failure. So I don't want to like fail at anything. So I would just like always like push myself a little extra mile to get shit done. Whether it's school, work, or like my therapy or anything, or like my mental health or something like that. Just like try to get to the next day or without any delays or anything.
Well, do you think there's a balance to your point you made, kind of between success and failure? You know, like I feel some people may take the time to be overly ambitious, which is naturally a good thing, right? I mean, I've always been a person kind of that same belief. I'd rather overdo it than underdo it. Just because even if I'm being like an overachiever, I feel like I'm trying to do a lot more to that point. Right. But what I do realize is like that bittersweet moment of failure. Like, don't get me wrong, it's more bitter than it is sweet. But in the sense of you can come back from that and learn something from that. But there's a balance in it, right? If you succeed too many times and you don't fail and then you fail, it comes back to haunt you in a sense, right? And some people take failure terribly, like absolutely terribly.
I don't think I take it terribly. I take it to the chin. I just like
you
either let it hurt you or you grow from it, right? So I feel like I would have to grow from it, like because I don't like being like in pain ever.
Yeah.
And so I just don't want to like build up inside me. So I feel like my motto is like live to see, like fight to see, or live to fight another day. And so I kind of like use that like in the back of my head, just keep going.
So you try to conserve yourself within that too, with that balance. You think?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's interesting, bro, because like I remember when I was first talking to Cam about like pursuing like, you know, content creation and taking a step down that avenue and really being invested in it. That this is kind of just being transparent with y'all. The biggest thing to me wasn't naturally like, how am I gonna do it, or do I have the ability to do it? But it was more so like, how do I balance making quality content between doing stuff I want and simultaneously keeping a consistent schedule. And I kept on telling Cam, I was like, bro, honestly, I just don't want to feel like I'm putting something out to putting something out. Like, that's why some of my uploads take long, because I sit here and I edit and I fine tune and I go over. And he was like, it doesn't even have to be all that. And I was like, but man, to me, it just feels like I'm missing something that I shouldn't be.
Right.
And then that obviously affects the consistency of it, because you have one thing that comes out here and then the next thing that comes out here. So you don't have any sort of sets. You kind of just like, there it is. And then the next thing is, the quality of it. Do I just throw it all together? Do I, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it messed me up, because if you don't understand what that balance is for you, because I think it changes as you do, like, it'll completely throw you off your game, and not in a productive way. You know what I mean? Because you lose your balance. So you get seesawed in between these emotions, and between these feelings, and between these thoughts, and between your actions. And it's like, where do you go from there? So, to y'all, from that personal aspect, what is, you know what I'm saying? If something in that manner is to come apart your way, maybe take you off your path, maybe, you know what I'm saying, kind of get you out of your box or out of your zone. Like, where's that balance in getting back? Where's that, how do you fine tune not, losing yourself in something, but also being able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Wrapping up, I guess, like the pros and the cons. You know what I mean? Because every situation you're going to make is going to have consequences, good and bad. So if you're coming from something like this, where you're trying to manage yourself, you're trying to balance these things, you're trying to be in a position to where you can have this, and this going, for me, like I said, that was my issue. Not to mention, you're trying to balance your work life in that, right? Because you still got to make money somehow. You got to balance the social life in that, because you don't want to just completely isolate yourself. Right. Physical life, because you have to take care of your body. Financial life, because again, you have to pay the bills. So it's like so many aspects of this.
Yeah.
It's one of the harder things. And that's why, you know what I'm saying? I think it all kind of boils down to what it means to you. What do y'all think?
Like work life or balance?
Balance. You could cover
balance. I feel like it kind of just depends on where you're at in life. Like, you're not always have to balance things differently.
Yeah.
And balance doesn't necessarily mean evenly 50%.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, there's nothing that's gonna make a percentage more than 100. Right. But there's gonna be times where you're gonna have to balance. Maybe for me, like, it's like OP and work life is like 80%.
Yeah.
And then like social time and family time and my loved ones' time, that's like another 20. Like, that's what it feels like. Like, yeah, the balance isn't even, but it's still there.
It's like it still makes 100% for you.
Yes. So I feel like there's gonna be times where you're gonna have to like pull away, maybe take more, do less, for me at least. Do less, more like an example. Do less like opinionated stuff, and do like more, social stuff, whatever. So like in the summer, I put it in like this. It could be like very seasonal too, right? It's the summer. Everyone wants to be outside, doing something cool, traveling, whatever. So, in the summer, I could be, 50-50 or 60-40 or whatever. Slower periods of time, like the new year or whatever, trying to logistically figure out stuff, taking a break. So, for example, like the holiday season coming up, it's probably going to be like 30-70, spending that time with my loved ones, with my friends and my family,
holiday
doing
season.
less opinionated stuff. So I feel like it just kind of depends, but there's definitely like a way to balance all that, which that falls in the balance. And then you obviously have like just knowing when to have that intuition to be like, okay, I'm not balancing my life over here elsewhere. Because then you start to have this internal clock in your body or whatever, you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like I'm very stressed out. What can I do to offset that? So that could be, you know, working out, reading, playing games, doing the hobby, watching TV, doing something that's going to take you away from that other part that's pulling from your balance.
So you think balance is like a pie chart, essentially? And
To
it
me,
just
yes.
comprises of different
Yes.
pieces.
Yes.
Damn, I never really thought of that.
I'm not going to say, like, maybe not that analytically, but
You know me, bro.
but no, like I mean, maybe not to like that analytically, but like I feel like it definitely just varies. Like, not everyone's gonna do everything evenly
Yeah.
in their life. Like, it's impossible. You're gonna do something. You're gonna have more balance with something else more than the other thing.
It's crazy to me because I feel like that's straddling the fence almost. Like, in a, not in that sense, but how my brain would compute that is like, if I don't give all of myself to this one thing, and I give 80% of myself to this, and then 20% of myself to this, like, my focus is divided, so my balance is thrown off. It's weird. Like, again, it's like I described it earlier. You know, it's a counterweight. So when I try to think about these things and how to balance it, then I end up just putting that pressure on myself, because it's like, you know, you think about it, one of the biggest aspects of balance, and something I feel like that's kind of taken a big precedent as we've gotten older now, is mental health. You know, obviously everybody, I think really in the 20 teens, it kind of sucks. Mental health became trendy.
Yeah, especially I would say later, like now, I feel like people, like,
Everybody's woke.
yeah, or like, you know what I mean, like, obviously take care of your mental health, respect your mental health, take care of your mental, but there's also people that are like, you know, it's the thing you can't ever judge, you know.
I feel like they try to commercialize it, bro.
Yeah, you like can't try to judge, or people will be like,
You know what I mean? Like, it's
like using it as an excuse almost, like not saying it's not.
Yeah.
But there's like definitely, there's like everyone's different, and there's the type of people that are like, oh well, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm like what I'm doing is valid because of my mental health, which can be true.
Yes.
But I'm saying like there's just people that are just like that's strictly that. But if you can like acknowledge it too, which that's the whole purpose of paying attention to mental health, is acknowledging that everyone can, you know what I mean?
So think about it. I like that point,
Yeah.
because think about it like this too, right? You have, and I haven't used it, so I'm honestly, this is again just a rare assumption, but how I feel like it's promoted, you have like websites like BetterHelp, right?
That's the one like virtual.
Yep.
Okay.
And like a lot of people are sponsored by BetterHelp.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I always hear it all the time. Yeah.
And in that aspect, it gets out of a side tangent, but it kind of relates to balance, right? So let's say you're an individual who has, you know, again, you're looking for therapy, you're looking for some form of counseling, some aspect of it or something, and I feel like you have this, again, I don't really know the platform, I haven't spent time on it, and it feels commercialized almost, and, you know,
like as a source of like creating revenue.
yeah, like I feel like people can check in to some extent, but are these people truly putting people through exercises developmentally, you know, positive and religious coping mechanisms in terms of how they're executing these things? Like, are they actively spending time with them? Like, it just feels like if somebody is checking in, let's say somebody is dealing with this and they want to get help, or they want to go to therapy, they want to get counseling, and they're checking into a platform like this, is it legitly, you know, is a balance of, I'm just doing my part by, you know, attending classes or something like that, or is it going to be like an active investment of me taking my time? Because again, these things take attention and time away from other things. So you go down each one of these lives, and again, that you know, and producing content, you know, you could do the minimum and you could produce this amount of content, right? You guys can get your opinionated off topics, just the videos, and then get your opinionated and 54 yards up, and that's it. You guys don't do no clips, you guys don't do no extra content, you don't do no networking, right? So in building this, you have that 20% you give to the brand, and then 50% to your family, your friends, your loved ones, your stuff like that. Or you could reverse it. Now, instead of just building your brand, you're putting out clips, you're networking, you obviously submitting the paperwork for the LLC, you're doing everything essentially to build a brand. But it's a lot more, and now you're taking away from just seeing your family. and your loved ones and spending less time with them. So, again, I feel like in the aspect of finding that balance within that, what is the correct answer? Because going back to the mental health thing, like, are you doing enough to keep yourself accountable in spending that time to heal yourself and do what's right by yourself? Or is it going to be more of a proper procedure check-in just because you have the dailies, like, the daily things you have to do in life? So, and that's, like I said, I don't really know where that balance is at in terms of finding this to that, because you think about, again, whatever you invest in, whatever you spend time in, and you gotta either give or you gotta take, but something is gonna be thrown off. And I feel like that's when my mind just starts going haywire.
I feel everything's definitely yin and yang, like it's not gonna ever be perfect, ever. And like I feel like
I'm just too much of an overachiever for that.
I feel like when people realize that, then like you gotta know. I mean, even like that yesterday, like me, Carlson, CJ stayed up just talking till like 2 in the morning. It's like we're losing balance on like sleeping or whatever, but we're putting in what we need to put in to like get shit in the right direction. So it's like you just gotta think about stuff like that. Like, I mean, the amount of times like I've stayed up to like get something ready to post, but knowing that, I mean, you look at it like this: like people that are rich and successful, for the most part, most of them worked extremely hard to get there. So like for me, working like this in my 20s, working hard, the balance will, at least for me, will offset at some point.
Yeah.
So like when people are working when they're older, have families, I'll have more time to actually spend time with my kids and my loved ones because of
the balance and how you
because of how I set myself up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that can offset. Like you might be a workaholic when you're younger, but when you're older, you work still, but you like have way more time to spend that time with your loved ones because of how you set yourself up.
Well,
That's also another way to look at it.
What do you think about that?
Honestly.
I mean, law school.
Yeah, I kind of have to balance everything out. Like I have to do reading.
That's what I said. I think you have a phenomenal.
I have a weird schedule set for me, though. I just gotta. So technically, I just wake up, do my daily routine, go to class, read. I have to balance everything out. So I have like enough time for not even enough time for myself, but like enough time to get like schoolwork done and get the cases done and everything. So I have to like have everything in like a timely manner and just get it done.
Yeah.
I don't know how I do it.
I was about to
I
say.
just wake up and do the same shit every single day and like try to not be behind. So
Do you feel like your balance has changed with the seasons of your life in terms of what you do, or in terms of the thing, like where you've been at now compared to maybe where you were at a year ago or so?
yeah, I feel that too, but also my family, they know like how hard it is on me for like to have like to like barely see them and like or even talk to them.
Yeah.
And that goes from like my friends too. They understand like how my schedule is and like my the amount of work I have to put in to get where I need to be as far as my career.
Yeah.
And so I'm really just trying to like work to where like I can like be a little, I guess, well off in the future, I would say. So
What's one thing you would take? This is for both of y'all. Moving forward and better balancing the things that you feel that you think you could invest or spend time with to actively change, or advice you would generally offer. Like, what's one thing you feel with balance that is crucial to know per se, or like something that you feel is essential for establishing your own?
Probably just like really prioritizing things, like making a list of like what's important to you,
Yeah.
and then kind of like going into that, and then kind of basing your time management off of obviously like priorities. So like what's gonna put food on the table, your job and like your income, like that. Honestly, that should be your number one. Obviously, it's not everyone's number one, but
Yeah.
I mean that's how you're gonna provide for yourself, and then after that, kind of break it down. I feel like so if for me at least, like I want to be a full-time entrepreneur, and the route I'm going is right now is media, and eventually would branch into other stuff. But right now that's the direction. So for me, it's like I work, and then like my boy Austin Suter said, shout out to House of Dreamers. Like use your 9 to 5 as a stepping stone. So use that, go over, and invest in your business or what you're trying to do, and use that time that you would have to might be better for yourself, as in watching a show on Netflix or whatever after your work day is over.
Yeah.
Doing stuff like that. I feel like everyone just different. It varies, because I feel like once you get in a certain mindset, like for me, I work, then I can go. Like I if I have time, like I'm not doing a whole lot of stuff that day, I'll go to the gym, work out, and then come back, do something opinionated related, and then that extra time, and I'm still like trying to get better at this, because like throughout the year I wasn't that good at it, but I'm trying to like be done with opinionated stuff by like 11 or 12 so I can leave, and I stay up late, so like obviously people like your schedule's not like that.
Yeah.
But like because the reason I stay up late is because I'm doing all other stuff, so I'm like, well fuck,
You're squeezing in everything.
I want to be able to at least
Yeah.
I want to at least be able to do something, like watching one video on YouTube or something. So like that's why
you're just going and going. That's what I'm saying, bro.
So I feel like it just depends on how you are, because some people, like there's people that can't do that, like they're not wired like that.
Yeah.
So
it's just crazy, because I feel like if in that situation, because I'll probably put myself in go mode about 70%, like 80% of my time. And I probably get like a good 10 to 20% a week of like actively decompressing. The weekends.
That's me. Like
you know what
weekends, that's why I'm like I'm big like work my ass off in the week, and then by like Thursday coast into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm not doing shit.
But
unless
even,
we have to.
But like I was saying, even for me, like if I'm like, okay, if I don't do something today,
that's also me.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't get a clip in, if I don't edit this portion of the video, if I don't do that, like I'm
like Sunday nights, I'm itching to do something. Like I'll do something on a Sunday night.
And that's what I'm saying. Mind you, I got gotta get ready for work, obviously Monday through Friday, and then after you get off of work, you got the gym, and then you got what you trying to do. And again, like I feel like we actively pursue balance in a way that we feel is going to be beneficial for us in the long run. But I think one thing we don't actively look at is kind of how that balance affects us.
Even on vacation, bro.
I
edited like 4 videos in California while like we were like my parents and stuff were changing. I like wake up, change real quick, and I would sit down in a little living room and at the table, and I would just edit while everyone's getting ready.
Bro,
I did that every day.
You're just like, bro, how do I put it down?
Yeah, because I was like, man, I'm not gonna waste my time.
That's
like,
what
if
I'm
we're not
saying.
like doing something, I was like, man, I could be doing something.
I'm not even gonna lie. I can only imagine being in law school and having to study like the 13th Amendment or some shit like that, and then being like, all right, who in college football had the best 8 takeaway?
And I beat that. And that's the thing,
Sigma
like, shout out to Lon for bars of the week.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Because I try to help him out. I send him. Because we've been doing that for like 3 years.
I'm
And
telling
people
you,
don't know. I was actually going through the hard drive. We have some like old ones in there.
Bro, what I'm trying to tell you is Lon is gonna be like Ballers, the TV show, while doing Ballers of the Week for Opinionated. It's kind of sick. He's gonna be compiling videos for Ballers while being a baller. He's gonna be who are you gonna be an attorney for? Lon, that's what I meant to ask you. Who you gonna be an attorney for? What athlete, dog? Who you training for?
Not really no athlete, but like I'm doing a criminal law. So I'm not trying to be like a.
You're gonna be a prosecutor, right? That's what you had told us.
Yeah, I don't feel like being on the other side, and feeling guilty or anything. When I know it's right, so.
That boy said, what prosecution? He said, Your Honor, this man is lying. But one thing I know you're not lying about, Lon, is your song choice of the day. What do you got?
I don't even know what I put. I just put a random Logic song, honestly.
There we go. Hey, look, what is that song, Cam?
It's Heard Him Say by Logic off of the album No Pressure.
It's a random question. What are your guys' favorite kids' cartoons?
Ed and Eddie.
Why
That's
is that?
I don't know.
That shit is
They
shit's
were
good.
goofy.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
shit's
know.
funny. That shit's funny.
If you could relate to any character on that show, who would you be?
Probably Double D because he's smart.
Fair, true, respect. I was gonna call you, what's his name?
Who?
Um,
Rolf?
Yeah.
Bro, that's foul.
Bad boy.
That's actually foul.
No, I was gonna say because you have to understand. If you think about it, he was one of the like low key nicest characters on the show. He did everything, and it was just random. Like homeboy was over there lifting houses and whatnot. Just Ed boy. It's like, bro, you just lifted a suburban home like 3 feet in there. Like, what do you? You know what I'm saying? But y'all really think Jawbreakers were that good? Speaking of which.
Probably not. No, I was wondering.
Bro, I've never been a fan of those.
They always make Jawbreakers look so good. But I mean, they broke their backs for them.
Bro, even in real life, like, they're like this.
No, no, for sure. They're disgusting in real life, but why did they look that good in that?
Because it's a cartoon. Come on now.
That's cat,
For
bro.
me, SpongeBob, goated. Fairly Odd Parents. I really like Fairly Odd Parents growing up. I was a big Nickelodeon guy. And then, like, on Cartoon Network.
I was gonna say, you talk about balance. Let's talk about.
Yeah, Cartoon Network, I was like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
That shit was trippy.
Yeah, exactly. That shit was
We
fun.
should not been
We should not
watching
been watching that
at all.
Right? At all.
At all.
I liked Phineas and Ferb.
That's good.
Everyone liked Phineas and Ferb. That shit went crazy.
It's 140. Looking at.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
No, it was out there.
Bro, yeah, bro. Honestly, like, I liked a lot of cartoons growing up. Those are probably like the ones that stick out to me. Jimmy Neutron was good. That shit's. Oh, Danny Phantom went crazy, bro. That shit is. I was mad when they canceled that shit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm surprised I didn't hear no Rocket Power.
Rock Power's cool.
No Rugrats.
Rugrats is. Well, yeah, Rugrats, yeah. But all that stuff got like kind of canceled as we got older. Like they weren't like a reoccurring show.
Yes.
Like
The fact
they got
SpongeBob-
canceled like before we like were old.
The fact SpongeBob made it as long as he has is actually kind of disgusting, to be honest with you.
Bro, that shit is hilarious.
Bro, yes. No, they have. If
Yeah,
you
the new
watch-
ones are ass.
If you watch the new SpongeBob episodes, one, I promise you, bro, they are. Bro, they are. I caught samples of them. Like I've caught clips from them on Facebook and stuff. And maybe that's why, because I'm still scrolling on Facebook. I need to put it down. But I was scrolling on Facebook and they had like the SpongeBob SquarePants official page. I was like releasing like clips from the episodes. So all right, you know what I'm saying? You know, you can check it out sometimes. Like sometimes they have the older clips on there, so it's a funny moment. But I seen one, bro, and it like I actively think I lost brain cells. Like I felt them leaving my head.
I think they made him like to be gay or something.
Oh, he's because he's a sponge, and sponges don't have any sex. He's asexual.
Yeah, I don't know what.
See, like
I don't know what they were doing there.
Like that's the stuff they don't need to be doing on cartoons, bro. You need to be doing all that. Just like you're on the cartoon.
I feel like because they gotta introduce that stuff to kids now, so kids know what it is, because kids are naturally curious.
Yeah, but like they made like Velma like gay or something.
Yeah, Velma and the.
Oh yeah, the new one.
Hey, but hold on now, they made Shaggy black.
They did.
They made Shaggy black because they're gonna do a series about her, and she's played by Mindy Kaling, homegirl off of The Office, the one that played I never really watched The Office, but she was on there.
Yeah, I'm not an Office guy.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Really?
No, bro. That's not my.
It's corny.
That's not my type of humor, bro. Personally.
So you're not a dry humor guy?
No, not really. Well, it depends, but not that. I don't know, bro. I just think like, it's one of those shows. Like I feel like people like are really, like they're either really like dry humor or like they're really forcing themselves that.
Like, you're trying to be funny.
Like the people that are watching it and trying to laugh, they're forcing themselves to laugh. To me, like I'm like, bro, that shit is not funny. It's like I'm like, bro.
So what do you think the corniest thing you've ever watched is that's funny? Like to you, it's like corny, but it's hilarious.
I don't know, bro.
Because that's
I
something you
you
want to
don't
talk
watch
about.
a lot of corny shit.
You gotta talk about balance, bro. Some stuff is it's either corny or it's funny. It's either corny or it's hilarious.
I mean, like the corniest thing I've watched that's funny to me is like probably like American Pie, like shit like
That's
that.
pretty funny.
But like that's funny though.
It's corny,
but it's corny though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but,
like Dumb
or
and
like
Dumber.
super bad, like shit like that.
Dumb and Dumber is mad corny, but it's
Yeah.
funny.
Like
It's
Project
funny.
X.
Probably Trailer Park Boys too.
Trailer Park Boys is mad corny, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, stuff like that. But that stuff's like to me is like actually funny though.
What do you think that tries too hard to be funny is corny, and what do you think is kind of so corny it's hilarious? Like for example, have y'all seen Spaceballs?
No.
So Spaceballs is like a knockoff of Star Wars essentially. It's like a parody movie in essence, but it's so corny it's absolutely hilarious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Perfect example. The Michael Myers movie.
Well, that was how it is with the Texas,
so corny.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. That shit is funny to me.
That because it was so corny as
Bruh.
a horror movie. You know what I'm saying?
Also, I
Bro,
go.
I was-
The Halloween is corny too.
I was geeking, bro. They were like, bro, he came on the bus with a chainsaw. And there's 20 people on there, and they were like, you know, you're gonna get canceled, right? Like that shit made me.
Oh yes.
Like, bro, what? Like
when they went
that's
to
so-
you're talking about they would do that small town.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, that's so
They
stupid.
drove
Like,
out there in a Tesla, bro. That's disgusting. Like, yeah, we bought the land to this town. No, you didn't. Shut up.
that one on
Yes.
that Texas Chainsaw 2022, the new one.
Yes, bro. All right, I'm gonna ask y'all some questions about balance, right? In different categories.
Okay.
You gotta give me one side or the other. So we'll talk comedies, right? Or horror movies, I guess. Fair enough. Since it's in Halloween, we'll be a little themed. Okay. Let's start off with the original Scream. Y'all think that was a good scary movie? Y'all think that was a corny?
I think for its time was really good.
I think it's
time was good.
I think it's really good because it took a twist on slasher movies. You're like wondering, like it's modern day, it's in a high school setting, you're wondering who's like going around killing people. It's like pitting the clues on stuff. Like you're like having to figure it out. Like people are getting killed, but you're having to like figure out what's really going on. So I thought that was like creative, personally.
Okay.
I don't think that's like corny.
Yeah,
Because that's like how Pretty Little Liars was, but then that shit just got
So
stupid.
okay, something like that. Next one is gonna be I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I feel like for that time,
I haven't seen it.
I definitely think those were like trend. Like those were trends. Like I feel like after like Scream, like
All that.
then they
stuff
started
is-
making like shit like that.
Okay. Let's go. The Exorcist. I look at it now and that's corny to me personally. It's
Well,
not-
yeah, because it was
I don't
made
know.
in the
Yeah, it made
'70s.
sense.
But
Yeah.
like if that,
My mom said that shit.
But
used
think
to
about
just
that, bro. But
freak
think
her
about
out.
watching that shit in the '70s, bro. Like that would, like even now, like it's not scary because it's old, but the concept of it, like that shit's scary. I mean, even watching like
It's just
demonic movies now, is
like that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
like, but some of them even now, like there was one a while back. I
I
think.
watched Annabelle together.
I just watched Conjuring 2 the other day.
Well, see, like those movies to me, like Annabelle is. It starts off good and then it just gets really corny really fast.
Yeah, they go off like they like I don't know how to describe it because it's pretty bad.
We're watching this show on Netflix right now called The Watcher. What's it called?
The Watcher.
The Watchers, like the dude, the neighbors, weird neighbors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on like episode 3 or 4. Have y'all finished that?
I ain't started.
That shit's kind of good.
I watched the trailer.
It's
I-
interesting.
I looked
fuck
at the
with it.
case that show is based off of because
Yeah.
it was on an episode of I don't know if y'all watch BuzzFeed Unsolved Mysteries. So it's a series that BuzzFeed, the media company, does, and they basically like cover unsolved mysteries and like stuff that happened. So like they
Is
cover
that
it.
based on the real? Like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
so.
a real case behind it. So they cover like John Benet Ramsey and a couple other cases that happened. It's pretty interesting, but they talked about like the case of the Watcher and everything that happened with it. And so my mom was watching that the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, what are you doing? I was still watching." I sat down, and started watching. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, it's
this
pretty
is-
good. I like
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
That's gonna be my new show since House of Dragons over. So
Okay, let's go balance right now. Season 1 Game of Thrones or Season 1 House of Dragons?
you got this.
I don't either. That's why I asked.
I feel like Game of Thrones only because like House of Dragon was made after, and like you kind of already like House of Dragon. I feel like since it's like a story based off of Game of Thrones, like it's like the preset. I feel like it's sped like it is sped up. There's like three like time jumps within the first season, so I feel like since it's sped up, there's more action and more like bigger plots like quicker.
Yeah.
Because it's not as drawn out. So like technically it's better, but I think Game of Thrones, the shock factor of Game of Thrones, like y'all really have not watched Game of Thrones? Yeah, I don't want to ruin nothing. That's one because like that's
Ruin nothing. It's
you
8
can ruin it for
seasons,
me.
bro. What are you ruining?
yeah because it's
But-
great. It's like it's dead ass. Like when you see how people the way why people act like that is because it's dead ass the best show ever.
Cam, I might have a wife by the time I finish that entire series.
It doesn't take that long.
Dude, it took me like 2 weeks.
Some of these seasons are like 6 episodes.
It took me like 2 weeks to finish Stranger Things, like all 4
I'm telling you right now, if you can watch one episode a week, you'll finish shit quick. Like that's all I'm gonna start doing. Like because like we watch like House of Dragon, so I'm gonna watch whatever next. Like at least one episode a week. Then you'll finish it.
Okay.
Like get in that mindset. Like Oh, I have time for like one episode. Just like start doing that.
I don't think about that because my work-life balance is terrible.
I feel that.
I
don't have time for that shit either. That's why I like podcasts.
You know what I'm
Because I don't
saying?
gotta like pay attention.
I'm telling you, bro. You put it on in the back, put it in your ears. You can.
You know, I can have it on TV and like glance every now and then. But no, I mean, I would definitely say probably House of Dragon. But I don't know.
A couple quick balance questions to close out. Salty or sweet?
Salty. We actually just talked about this
we were
today.
talking about earlier.
Really?
I was like, hey, you want some pie?
Yeah, because he was like, he brought me a slice of pecan pie, and I was like, I mean, he was like, do you want it? I was like, yeah, you can bring it, but I was like, I really don't like sweets like that. I don't really care.
Interesting.
I'd rather go, like, for breakfast, like, people, you know how they eat pancakes and waffles and stuff, like, I'm like, nah, I'd rather have, like, omelets and, like, hash browns and potatoes and shit like that.
I'm sick. I do both. I have no conception of balance with saltines. So I actually do.
I think I ate too much sugar as a kid, like, and growing up, like,
And just.
I've just never have had a sweet tooth, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll crave it every now and then, but I'm not like,
growing up in my household.
bro, I gotta eat, like, dessert. Like, I'm not like that. Like, I'd rather eat more food than dessert.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But dessert, like I said, it's only used for just a small. You know what I'm saying? You don't. I'm not gonna indulge myself in like ice cream and cookies compared to like naturally salty foods. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like salty foods are a lot more easier in terms of taste. But that's a whole nother different story. TV shows or movies?
I like movies personally.
Probably movies. I can't keep up with TV shows.
People, like, every time I tell someone this argument, they're like, oh, you're sleep TV shows. Personally, I like movies because I like the challenge of what a movie presents. Like, you have to deliver a story in one sitting that's gonna like be like bang. With a TV show, I feel like yes, it's hard to execute a TV show because it's long and there's a lot of episodes, but since that you can make more mistakes because you know you got another episode to fix that or to add on whatever. Yeah, I personally like movies because it's like you get the story right away. There's something about just watching like a good movie in one sitting and be like, damn, that was a good ass movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's something about that.
Okay.
I personally like movies better.
Lon, you said TV?
No, I said movies.
You said
I
movies
can't
too?
keep up with like TV shows.
It's hard to keep up with TV shows because you can't get too many in one city.
I mean, shit, House of Dragons season 2 is coming out in 2024, so y'all have time. That's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
mine for that, but like I have to like
I
have to balance out like my shit. Like I can't watch like
my point exactly.
I can't watch House of Dragons like when I have like do homework or something.
I feel you.
So I kind of like I just wait till like the whole season gets through and I can
You can
watch
binge it. Well, yeah.
That's what I always do with everything.
Really, you just wait
Yeah,
until
I wait till the end. Like
I haven't even
That's
watched
smart.
Stranger Things.
like she wanted to watch like Stranger Things season 4. I didn't even start season 1 yet, so I waited until like 2 weeks ago maybe to start it.
and you just
It was pretty good. I liked it.
Okay, all right, okay, salty and sweet TV. Okay, fruits or vegetables?
For sure, fruits.
Depends on the vegetable.
Okay,
I like fruit.
okay.
Yeah, fruits for sure.
Fruits for sure.
I like vegetables though.
Strawberries, bananas are kind of undefeated. Grapes too.
I feel like you can definitely do more.
Asparagus.
You can definitely do more with fruits too.
Yeah.
You for sure can.
Yeah.
You could, yeah. By all means, fruits are just beautiful things. Okay, last one. Freddie or Jason?
Shit, neither. Michael. Before, even though they made that man look like a fucking clown. And
They made Freddie and Jason look like
Yeah,
clowns
but-
too. Have you ever seen Jason Goes to Space or Jason
Yes.
X?
That was really
Oh,
good.
bro, if you want to watch something good, watch this like YouTube video of Jason and Michael Myers fighting in this forest. Like that movie was better than Halloween Ends, and it's like made by like people online. It's good. It's like a 30. Me and Carl's watched it one night in Discord. It was like a 35, like 40-minute video on YouTube. It's live.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a reenactment. It's live.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. It's cool. But yeah, I'd probably say neither if I had to pick between those two though. Definitely Freddy, bro. Cause like Jason is like
I like Freddy's character.
Jason is like kind of dumb to me. Like this man got his mom like was I don't know. I don't like the story really.
But
The storyline was terrible.
I don't know, man. You gotta give her credit. That mama was working all them kids in the first movie.
I just feel like
All them children.
I feel like Freddy though is like more like that's scary. Like just think about like in the 80s or whenever it came out, like you go to sleep and you can get killed in your dream. That's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Like that's a sick plot. Like that would scare somebody. Like back then.
That's understandable. I mean, the camp, like the sleepaway camp thing. That's.
It was a camp.
And it's always people just getting busy.
Like,
it's always people getting busy and they be getting murked first, and like slashers.
I feel like that was a religious message.
I don't know why, but like
probably.
You ever played like Friday the 13th, like the game?
Yes.
I think it's a lot scarier, like just playing in the dark than actually watching a movie.
See, I'm more of a video game person than I am anything else in terms of consuming entertainment. So I completely agree with you. Like movies can only do so much to give me an immersion before like I'm actually like, you know what I'm saying, playing something like that and I'm like, hey dog.
That's another thing too. I'm a very hard critic. Like bro, I be rating stuff like low. Like I'm not like it's hard for me to give something like a 10.
I want something like
or 8, 9, or 10.
Scare shit out of me. Not like just like loud noises or sound effects.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot more of it is immersion now than it is actual like horror. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I think the last good horror movie I may have watched is Midsommar or Hereditary.
Yeah, mine's Hereditary. That movie's actually scary.
That movie is
scary. Hereditary, I think it's on. Well,
it may be on Netflix.
It might be on Netflix. That movie, it came out in 2018.
Same guy who directed Midsommar, I think, directed Hereditary. I want to say, but that movie absolutely had me.
Yeah, that.
You know what?
That movie's trippy.
You remember the Naked Brothers band?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the brothers plays the main Nate Wolf. He plays one of the main characters in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I crap you not. Like it's kind of nasty. This man went from singing Rosalina to getting his nose broken. It's kind of disgusting. Bro, it's a good movie though. Don't get me wrong. I said it's the last like good horror movie I've seen.
That is for sure the last one I've seen.
Midsommar was pretty good too. It was kind of wicked to be like the concept of that was kind of wicked. They all go on like a big trip that they're taking for their class, and the girl just lost her family members, one of the main characters. So she's basically grieving. She goes on a big trip to like this foreign country, and it's. The concept of it was like, oh, this could really, like, this would be sick if this ever happened, but this could really happen. And it's just crazy watching her entire friend group kind of just completely fall apart and turn on each other. It was, talking about it was sick. But, man, before we wrap up and get out of here, Lon, I got a question for you. Cam, I got a question for you. What would you offer from your perspective? Your best advice for balance in terms of, you know, your mental health, your personal life, your finances, your physical. What do you think is the best practice that, you know, you've experienced that helps you find the balance that makes things genuinely work for you, bro?
Shit, I don't know. I guess just like be smart with your time, money, and I don't really know, honestly.
You like to think you adjust to the game very well?
What you mean?
Like, are you very adaptable? You would consider yourself in terms of your balance?
I
I feel like being in school that, you know what I'm saying, you're kind of taught in some seasons you got to grind it, in others, you know, you're very maybe laid back, not as focused on it just because it's not a, you know, you're not in school.
Yeah, I gotta focus on school. I don't really have time to lay back, honestly.
I feel that.
But
So for somebody like yourself who's in school, you know, and maybe not have that balance of being able to take a step back, how do you find the middle ground then, you think? Like to where you can get a second to like woosah and kind of reanalyze before you re-engage?
shit. That's a tough question. I don't know how to answer that, honestly.
I mean, it's honest. I feel that, as it is, I mean, generally speaking. Cam, what do you think in your perspective? What's your $1 million worth of game in terms of, you know what I'm saying?
I think for balance, everyone has to look at what they do and like what is going on in their life, and then kind of like I was saying earlier, like really prioritize what's important to them. I think once they really figure out what's important to them, I think the balance part is pretty easy. Because everyone's balance is different. If you don't care about having a social life, then like that doesn't matter within your balance. But that time you're not spending out socializing can be time you're watching something that you want to watch or gaming or.
That's crazy. I just thought about what you said.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Or if you don't care about like some people don't like you should, but some people like don't care about like health and wellness.
Yeah.
And like they'd rather do something else, like do a hobby, go fishing, you know, work on a car, sing, like do other stuff, you know. So like I feel like It just varies for each person. You have to really figure out what's important to you, what matters, and once you do that, I think the balance aspect is pretty easy. You kind of just know like what's important to you and what's not. So that'd be my advice. Just figure out what's really important to you. Once you do that, I think everything kind of just works itself out.
I mean, I like both y'all's answers, bro. My point kind of cause it really piggybacks off of both of what y'all are talking about. I feel like transparency is key and honesty. I feel like genuinely in anything you do, naturally, in the seasons you go through, you have to adjust your balance. It's just what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not really going to be any set circumstances that you occur naturally in your life. There may be things that become routine and things you do reoccurringly, but that season of your life typically doesn't always stay that season of your life. So it's a transparency matter. You got to be honest with where you're at and kind of how to approach what you're going through. Again, if you may work this job, right, and opinionated is 70% of your time because of the investment stages that we're in. But you get time on further down the road, and it may become 50 to 40 because of what you built it with. You're still going to have a lot that's invested within there. But now, as you pointed out earlier, you can give that other time now to things like your loved ones, like your friends, like your personal interests and stuff like that. And so, like I said, I think there's not really a set answer. I agree with Lon on that aspect of it. It's really different as you go through different phases and changes of life, bro. It kind of is just all dependent on what you're doing. But to your point, for some people, there's non-factors. Some folks don't have a social life and don't care for one. Some folks don't care for watching movies or consuming any form of entertainment, playing video games. Some folks don't care about health and wellness at all. So for them, that ladder gets, I feel, smaller, and that pie chart gets a little bit tinier because it's not as many categories, but there's still probably balance and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, so I think it's all about being transparent and honest with yourself, man. Because I feel like a lot of the time we try to overachieve and overcompensate because we don't know how to balance stuff. And I mean, we're human, so we're not naturally meant to know it all, bro. But at the same time, it's kind of up to us to be transparent within that. That way, we can find our balance to working these things out. And not just kind of going back and forth between everything. Man, all that being said, Lon, I appreciate you again, bro, and the time you took tonight to come join us.
Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely, bro. Like I said, the one thing I feel like was nice with this, again, what we talked about today specifically, is I think you emulate it beautifully. I know, obviously, being the future law head for Opinionated Media has probably kept you busy and up late nights, but obviously you balance a lot of things pretty well, bro. Having great conversation, dialogue, and being invested in your people and your relationships, working in law school, and then obviously doing editing and working a job. Like, again, bro, your balance skills are phenomenal. So we had to give you your flowers and ask you to partake and be one. What I'm saying, be with the boys tonight, cause yeah, man, like I said, we respect you and we appreciate a lot that you do. So I had to, take the time and give your flowers, cause that's the man right there. That's.
Don't get a choice. I got homework when I get home.
Hey, look, and the crowd saying, my brother, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's balance. My man decided to I can balance coming to show some love to my boys and going home and still showing y'all why I'm finna be the best prosecuting attorney out there. You dig? Cam?
So, for my song to close out this episode, I will be playing Dad Bod, another song off of Logic's album, No Pressure. And Dad Bod, I like the song choice because it's one of those songs where Logic, went on his, stretch where he got real big, real swole, had a kid. And he's like, bro, I got a dad bod. And he's like embracing that. And that's like a balance. Like, people say you get dad bods because you get busy. You don't have time to do, you know what I mean? That's like why that's a term. But anyways, dad bod. Logic.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you for tuning into today's episode. Make sure to share it, leave a like, talk to your people about us. Tell me why you think Cam is not attractive and Lon is beautiful. We'll catch you in the next episode. Y'all have a good rest of your week.
Peace.